Hello, hello. Let's go. Right, so still, I think refactoring a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so previously we've been working on the editor and sort of generalizing some things. Yeah, the assets manager, where we can create time map scenes, animations, and also now directories as well. Well, okay, I have it here. Yeah, seeing the assets going up a directory, so you can do basically everything with directories that you would need, except moving and deleting files here. So, but you can create a directory and then create assets in that directory. Then we have sort of a rudimentary resource manager thing. Well, it's not really resource. It's basically on the context, on like the main struct, you can request documents that are gonna be cached in a proper place. So all the things are shared, so you don't get like duplicate textures or duplicate documents that you load in. So yeah, that's good. And I was thinking of doing some sort of lazy load thing, but I don't think it's really necessary right now. It's like a way to sort of optimize the loading, I guess. Well, to make the UI more, I guess, seamless, so it doesn't lag when you try to open stuff and it loads in the background instead. But it would require some thread stuff that I haven't really looked into yet in Zig, not that much anyways. And so dealing with shared sort of memory and stuff between threads and stuff, I haven't actually worked with at all. Well, I mean, a little bit maybe, but I'm not really in sort of a serious way, or in like a larger project, I guess. So it's not really, it doesn't really gain that much from it, so I'll probably just put that on hold for now. But we do have like loading like manually documents, requesting the documents manually right now, and I guess that's will be sufficient for the foreseeable future right now. So next step is to add the animation editor, which was my original plan with before all the like refactoring stuff started, because I was starting to notice some patterns, so I wanted to generalize some stuff, and getting all this functionality in has really, I think, helped with it's gonna really help with getting more types of editors, more types of documents in. So the animation editor, and one more thing that I did before going to start with animation editor was the layout. So I have also noticed a pattern in the layouts where you basically have a draw function. Well, let's see here, let's go to the layout generic that I did. So here's the generic struct that you would use to define sort of a editor, like the UI stuff for the editor. So everything that renders UI, anything that handles the input is done in here. So we have three main functions. So we have draw function, which will draw sort of on the canvas directly, or on the screen directly, which basically, if you want to draw like textures, like for example with the time map, we draw the time map, all the tiles, and then we also draw some rectangles if you're selecting stuff and stuff like that. The menu is basically just in GUI, and that's all where the menu goes. And then we also have the handle input function, where you would handle stuff like shortcuts or camera controls, stuff like that. Like what happens when you click on left click or right click or whatever. And for tile map editor, for example, you would, if you have the brush tool selected, you will paint the tiles. That will be handled in here. Okay, and that's basically all the 3 different things that you would need to define in order to have a UI. So that's shared between all the different editors. So when you do a new editor, you would define these 3 functions, and then it could, that's where it gets like generalized. So yeah, so this generic thing you define like this. If we go to layouts and then scene, for example, you have layout scene, which is layout generic, and then what type of document it is, and then the 3 functions that handles all the 3 things, and then the 3 functions are in this file. So we have all the things needed here for the UI for the scene editor. So we have draw, and we have menu and handle input. So that's how the structure is there. And then we have this sort of layouts collection of all of these different layout layout types. And so the idea here is that the editor is going to be able to determine which type of document you're looking at, and depending on which type you're looking at, is going to select one of these layouts depending on the document type. So, and it's going to be based on the name. So this is scene, and we have a document type called scene, so it will select this one, and then for tile map it's going to select this one. Yeah, so that's how that works. And that's this function here, which looks at the, you get a document in, you look at the content on that document, or the document type of that document in the end here, and then you will here get stuff here. But we have some issues here, because there are some stuff with the, there are some issues with the comp time, which doesn't really add up here. So yeah, so the thing is here in, well, let's see, what did I do differently here, because I only get an error here. We have tag name on tag. Yeah. So the thing is here, I did this weird sort of syntax here. I'm not sure if this is, I haven't seen this been documented or anything anywhere. So this says tag here. So normally you would have it like this. You have an inline else on this. This will create one branch for each type of content there is in the enum tag. Well, this is tag union, so if we go and look at here, so you will get one branch for each of these. So 4 branches, one for each thing. And the idea here for me that I wanted was to have it comp time known which tag it is. So I want to know what tag it is. This one is just the sort of payload type of the thing, but I want the tag type as well. So I guess you could maybe you could loop through, based on this type, you would loop through all the tags. I mean, okay, let's do this. So also I want to go through what I did here. So this is normally how you do it. You get one capture here, which is the payload, but then I did this, and the compiler didn't complain, and it did compile, but then it didn't go into any of these things. So I'm not sure what's the thing here, if it's like thinking, yeah, I have no idea why it compiled and then it didn't work, or and I've tried to look at documentation, but I haven't found anything in tagged unions for this, or switches either. So, well, maybe I missed it in the documentation for switches. I'll just double check here. Switches. So I'm not sure what happens when you have like multiple captures in that. And I'm just checking here real quick. So you can capture one thing. Exhaustive switch. Right. That's when it's an error, when you haven't handled all cases. And then switching with enum literals, yeah, that's fine. Okay, I know you can't see what I'm looking at here, but I'm just gonna try and find an example here. Inline. Oh yeah, I've read this. So I didn't find anywhere where this sort of thing happened. Oh wait, here it is. When using inline prong, switching on a union with additional capture can be used to obtain the union's enum tag value. So I did try to do that, but then it didn't work. So I'm not sure. Like you're supposed to be able to do this. And I even tried to log out what happens here, but it didn't actually log anything. So, and also this should not work. Yeah. It even says unused switch tag capture, so you're supposed to be able to do this, but then it didn't actually go into anything. Okay, well, let's try this again. So this would be like if you open scene or time map, it should yeah, just open that editor and the draw function, menu function, handle input function should all activate. And so let's open this one, for example. Yeah, so it is open, but it yeah, you can see stuff happens, but we don't show anything. So obviously it doesn't find the thing in here. So did we actually call this from somewhere? No, I don't think so. But we do call this, or yeah. So we are calling this draw function here, editor draw, for example. And so it's supposed to be looking for the different tags. Actually, couldn't we do it from the other way around? Could we go through the tags and then check? So what if we do inline 4 and then the tags of document content? So this one will be, I mean, we already have the tag type, so yeah, okay, whatever. Let's do this. So there's the tags. Okay, and then we get a tag out. So this is a tag, yeah. And so we want to do if tag is equal to document content there. Then yeah, I'll just call this out for now. And then I'm gonna copy this. Okay, will this work? Okay, so we don't have content. Right, that's the that's the bad part here. I guess we could get the content maybe if we do document like field access on document content question mark and then tag name. Isn't that possible? Right, not allowed, so but it, all right, and this doesn't even work because this has to be an enum. It's a union enum, so it doesn't even work, I don't think. Like really what I want to do is I want to take, well actually, okay, yeah, we can do document tag then, I think, because that's an actual enum, right? Doesn't that work? Okay, that actually seems to work, but then this apparently is not now, it has to be comp time, right? This is what I don't understand, like why is this not comp time now? I've been through this like a million times, it feels like. So do I have to like switch inline, switch on content and then inline else, and then I want it to be like this, and then content tag, if tag is equal to content tag, then we do the thing. I mean, this feels like we're jumping through a serious amount of hoops here, but to do a relatively simple thing, right? Right, and then we should use content tag instead. Okay, so it's like we're going through each tag, and we also then look for the, it feels like you should be able to just extract the tag, have it equal to one of the tags, have 4 different branches where it goes into. Like this feels like you're doing a squared thing. Well, let's see if the draw function works now. No? Nothing. Okay. Right.